How do you feel about the idea of organizations at conventions trying to keep the press out?
I think that there is some space for that. People come to conventions for all kinds of reasons. They have private meetings they have to do. Any kind of convention is going to have that. Board meetings, especially funding. People don't want their intimate financial affairs exposed to public view. I think there are some events which you might say have a much greater news value and probably should not be off the record. I think one has to assume in this day and age nothing's off the record. I don't think any fundraiser, certainly not after Mitt Romney's 47% moment, should be assumed to be off the record, even if you can search every camera, every purse, every bag, every body cavity. Somebody's going to get something down. You can never be certain that it won't happen that way. So I think politicians know that. At the same time, I do think there's some value in privacy and intimacy. The Fourth Amendment protects that as well for a reason, and so there's always a balance between the first and the fourth when it comes down to that, I guess. But I think the press should have maximum access possible. It's always good for public debate with due regard to what an organization is trying to get done.
Now, one last thing, and it's a big topic. There are gatekeepers at certain mainstream media outlets and also at certain internet news outlets. And then there are tweets that just anybody can tweet without gatekeeping. How do we prevent those kinds of low-level Twitters or tweeters from ruining it for all online journalism?
I don't know that you can. I mean, you can probably get more done in a well-crafted article than you can in a tweet. Twitter's useful for getting past filters of all kinds. That's the democracy of information we live in right now. And there is a lowest common denominator. Sometimes it's very useful, and other times it can be frustrating, but the challenge that we have as journalists is just to make our stuff the best we can. And there's really no substitute for first-hand, first-person, primary source reporting, and that'll always rise to the top.